Now, after 6 weeks of passionate arguments and 22 witness testimonies, former U.S. President Donald Trump has been found guilty on all 34 counts in the hush money case. This is the very first time in U.S. history that a president, former or sitting, has been convicted on criminal charges. More details coming up in our next report.
This was a disgrace.
Donald Trump became the first U.S. president to be convicted of a crime on Thursday, when a New York jury unanimously found him guilty on all 34 counts in his hush money trial involving Stormy Daniels.
I'm a very innocent man.
He is convicted of falsifying documents to cover up a payment to silence the porn star ahead of the 2016 election. The verdict plunges the U.S. into unexplored territory ahead of the presidential election on November 5th. Trump, who spoke shortly after the verdict, denies any wrongdoing. He's expected to appeal. He faces a maximum sentence of 4 years in prison, though others convicted of that crime often receive shorter sentences, fines, or probation. Incarceration would not prevent him from campaigning or taking office if he were to win.
There's no doubt it's a huge historical moment. This has never happened.
Political analyst Elaine Kamarck is with the Brookings Institution, a U.S. think tank.
I have always thought that this trial was the most damaging to him, even though the legal issues are not as consequential. And the reason I think it's the most damaging is it goes to his character. It is pretty clear that the man had an affair with a woman when his wife was home with their new baby.
Former federal prosecutor and legal expert Robert Mintz says the verdict shakes the very foundations of the country.
My guess is that we will see some period of incarceration, but I think it's going to be very limited. It's going to be more symbolic than it's going to be punitive, but I'll be surprised if it's a straight probationary sentence.
Trump will be sentenced on July 11th. The case was widely regarded as the least consequential of the 4 criminal prosecutions Trump faces. It was also likely to be the only one to go to trial before the election, as the others are delayed by procedural challenges.
A New York jury has found former President Donald Trump guilty of 34 counts of falsifying business records to conceal a hush money payment to a porn star. This is the first time a former U.S. president has been convicted of a crime. Trump's sentencing is scheduled for July 11th, just days before the Republican National Convention, where he is likely to be declared the official Republican nominee. He faces up to 4 years in prison for each count, as well as restitution. However, experts believe that it's very unlikely that there will be a jail sentence. However, house arrest or probation is still likely. Now, the Trump team will likely appeal this verdict, but the process will take months, if not years. It will at least give the former president time to campaign. Despite the conviction, Donald Trump is still eligible to run for president come November. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.